Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I love you no matter who you are and no matter where you are. True story. I send out my love and light vibrations to you. Today, I'm just going to have a little quick talk. I'm going to go for a big long walk here right away. But I've been getting a lot of quote unquote feedback about my ego. And so I had a little conversation with my friend this morning from overseas about ego. And she had mentioned the same thing. She goes, that word is getting thrown around a lot. Why is everybody using, hi, why is everybody using that word ego? Like, you got a big ego, you da da da, that kind of thing. And it made me ask some pretty serious questions. So, about what kind of dynamics we're going through with our egos, and what is our ego right now? So, some of the things I'm going to talk about are from many comments that have been left on my page, various pages. I'm not singling out one person especially, but I had a couple of people say, I don't like it when you talk about this. I don't like it when you talk about that. Why don't you talk about more of this stuff or that stuff? Or to be honest, I don't think those people have watched all of my shows because I talk about everything, including bowel movements. Remember? So, good morning. So, oh, from Red Deer, love it. Oh, thank you for loving my hat. This is my friend Star who passed away. This is one of her hats she gave me. It's my favorite one of them all. I usually wear it, especially around Remembrance Day, because it's like a big poppy, but it's a rose on my head. So, hmm. I have my little tea tray beside me. So I'm going to show you guys my tea tray. Look, I made this beautiful tea tray, and look what I have on it. Weed, my Gaia Gold cream, and my Trs Spray. So I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. So anyways, the whole point of yeah, exactly. Aslan says, if it's my channel, if you don't like it, don't tune in. That's pretty much my philosophy. But here's the point I'm getting at with the ego. So I had a troll on my page the other day. We all saw some of what he had left on there, and it was just ridiculous. I ended up reporting from harassment and bullying and then blocked him. So that's how I deal with severe trolls, okay? But I'm an inclusive person. I don't like to divide people. So I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody's my cup of tea. I've mentioned that many times of how I can't watch certain people's videos because they don't resonate with my frequency. So, how I've put my ego into check these days is I keep asking myself questions of myself before I go and say something. And I think it's a good thing to practice of your inner standing. And I always like how Amelia put it one time. She goes, just think. Is it thoughtful? Is it going to hurt somebody? Is it intelligent or whatever those things are? And is it kind? Is the last one. Is it kind? So I've been trying to do that. So I can use how frustrated we all are with 3D things to sort of resolve the triggers, transmute the energy, and then push it out through my ego as a sort of like a problem solver. So I don't get fucked off with that frequency, I guess. And so even like people that troll who is on my page and I've had difficulties with them for 6 months in person, um, everybody is really just showing their true colors right now. And that comes out in really loud ego sometimes. And then other times it comes out in finger pointing. And I always go, there, you're pointing a finger, but there's three pointing back at you, not four, because your thumb's kind of not a finger, it's a thumb. But that's kind of what we're going through right now, is figuring out What is my ego telling me? All of our lives, we have been conditioned to believe that somebody was better than us, period. Okay, somebody's ego was better than our ego. So now when we're trying to work out and filter out through this frequency shuffle, there's people who are saying, well, you got a big ego. You shouldn't have said that, or you shouldn't have done that. Well, I'm just going to say it flatly. If it's pissing you off, and I say this with all due love and respect, then that's your problem. Again, I said this the other day, that's your ego or something in your DNA that needs to be transmuted. Okay, so that shadow only works if you're using light to balance it and not letting shadow. And same with light, works only with shadow. So we need to use the yin and the yang to go figure these things out. That's what it's all about. It's a relationship of transmuting frequencies. So the new vibration going forward is how I've operated my whole life, and I'm happy to say that. I have had a do no harm mentality my entire life. My entire life. So you have free will to choose, even when you make comments. Are they loving? Are they thoughtful? Are they helpful? I think that's what the H was, helpful. So when we're being triggered right now by, say, somebody yelling at us at a mat, like whatever, the person who's yelling, that's their insecurity. We have to look at it like they have not learned how to transmute that energy. And it's the same too for when, okay, I'll use a superstore thing. For example, when I was there and I got yelled at the other day, okay, I had to stand there because, and in my power, and react that way to show where my free will is and to show that I will not be attacked as a woman, period, with three guys yelling at me to put a mask on. So it's happening a lot in Canada, believe it or not. And this is my theory on it. And I came to this conclusion this morning. I'm only speaking on my city right now, Calgary, for example. So in my city, there's a lot of women who are getting yelled at by men, period, by not wearing a mask. I have many friends who have been verbally accosted, myself 3 or 4 times, and then a few of my other friends at least once or twice by men, mostly men, not women, men. So to me, what that looks like is that man who's yelling from about anything, whether it's wear this or don't do this or whatever, their own identity is being conflicted with a woman not listening to them because we've been trained, women are in the kitchen and all this stuff our whole lives. They've made jokes on it. We all know that. So it's literally come down to that, where we're crushing that patriarchal control and bringing up more of the feminine divine energy to balance. And so these 3D people that aren't in the truth and all of that, they're just yelling because they think it's about a mask, have not confronted, in Canada, they have not confronted their feminine side of their energy. Every man that I've tried to date before the Great Awakening, literally every single man that I've tried to date, found me at first, oh, I like how strong you are. I like how independent. And that was the one thing that would break us up. Just an observation. That's kind of what we're going to now. So the energies combine, or they're going to stick together. So I'm seeing literally 2 camps form here. You either have the camp of human beings that feel the need to have a leader in a patriarchal role tell them what to do and how to do it and keep them in control. And I'd say patriarchal, that's like the system, the old 3D paradigm. Or you have the people who have walked over that bridge of 40 truth, figured out their triggers, and then now are trying to put their selflessness out there and collect in part of the frequency of the collective consciousness. We're all finding our space. So that's really what's happening. And you have to think about it like a vortices on the planet is like all flowing. Some people have only started taking off from their heart space in that vortices at the very basic part, and that's their life path. So their life path may stick them in that 3D channel until they figure out what is bugging them in the 4D bridge. Okay. So when people are yelling, it's their own things that they're yelling at. When you're commenting about something that I'm doing, that's your own issues. So that's what we're coming to now. So if you don't like what I'm saying, there's other channels, there's other frequencies to catch on to. So I get what people are saying. Oh, but when you tell somebody, oh, I'm glad you finally woke up, that's just plain rude. That's just rude, especially. And I mean that. And it's not from an ego place. That's like when you're, oh, hi. When you're saying uh, to people like, um, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing to help humanity? That's all I'm getting at. Like, it's okay to sit there on your couch and judge everybody around. But there's a lot of people, and Triggered Happy put it best. Not everybody that is awake is spiritual, and not everybody that's spiritual is awake. And that's exactly what we're going through right now. So we have some people that are spiritual and awake to all the truth. And then we have some people that are spiritual. And then we have some people that are in truth and not spiritual at all. So it's about shuffling through what is your ego. What is ego? What is it? You have to ask yourself that, not me. Not me. I can't help people with that. I can tell you how I do it. I go outside for 20 minutes a day. I make out with trees. Literally, it's fun and funny. I literally super and go and walk by the river and just I'm really enjoying life. I've These last couple of weeks were all about transmuting it because we have another lunar eclipse coming. And anything that has not been shuffled through these frequencies is going to stick there for a while until you do shuffle through those frequencies. So, armchair ascension is not available option. Exactly. We cannot be armchair warriors right now. Like, we can't be those people who used to watch sports and say and call the shots. Oh, you should have done this and that. Get in the game. Get in the game. Get in the game. It's easy when you get in the game. It is. It gets easier and easier because you're more full of love frequency. It's like I don't get fucked off as much. I'm really asking questions now that I probably would never have asked before of other people, but I'm really holding people to task with your own understanding because that's helping all of us. It is literally helping all of us when you do your work. So when I do my work and I'm like out there, heal the world, singing off key with my friends, that's us doing the work to raise the vibration. So even when we're putting little seeds on people's pages, I don't troll people's pages. I stopped doing that a long time ago, but I still try and respond to the answers of people. Even I respond to a troll right off the bat at first, and then I'm like, wow, if there's no, then I try and, either depends what the situation is. But if you're just going to sit there and nitpick and tell me how great you are, you're going to get blocked like that other troll. Like, what the heck was that? Who cares, dude? Make your own channel. You don't need to advertise yourself on my channel. So, what my channel is all about is me. And it's not my ego, it's me trying to help figure this shit out with you. You're all part of me. I've always looked at all of us as a team. And the Spice Girls are a huge part of what goes on in the background. So if I didn't have the Spice Girls to talk to and send me information and links and have these conversations, I'd be nuts. I would be nuts without them. And some people say that about me. So you see how we're all rising together to figure out where the bullshit has happened in our life and how we can navigate through it. So if yeah, it's me sharing my journey. Exactly. So there's there's a lot of people that are waking up and yeah, more I like how you put that fair use frequency, Mortal Kombat mirror match. It's exactly it. So Ray, if you want to put your links on the page in the comments, you can. And Wendy says, thank you. My dad was my awake buddy. So it is nice to have awake buddies. We're all awake buddies. That's what I say. It's like we're here together. We are here together. So I had a couple of people ask me questions about the COVID count machine and all of that and info. There are shows I did on it last week that I did a chart. I think it might have been called Leapin' Lizards. I'm not sure. Check that one out if you haven't watched it. And I'm gathering myself, I'm doing some inner work. So charts are going to be coming, but I'm really working on myself. And I expect everybody else to be doing that same thing too, because I don't want to live with things that fuck me off longer. And I know you guys don't either. Like, it's just not the way, um, uh, oh, that's a good way to put it. I am able to ask those questions of others because you have put those questions to yourself already. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's right. So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to help others get over that 4D bridge. And I'm not saying that I've never said I'm better than anyone. I'm never. Please do your own research. Please do. That's from day one. Like, day one, please do your own research. And that's you're researching yourself. And I think it was back in June, I did a talk about, the transition that we are going through. And I talked a lot about if you had all of the money in the world, who would you be? Who are you really? And that's honestly what I've wanted most people to focus on while we're learning the truth is who are we when we have everything that we need? Like, what is our quote unquote ego? Is our ego there? Or have we broken and shattered that ego? Can we, laugh at ourselves and not take ourselves too seriously? But it's the feedback and criticism on people's pages and and questions of who certain people are or whatever, or me, who are you to think you can? Those are questions that need to be asked of yourself. So that's pretty much what I'm getting at today. So that's exactly it. Question everything, Aslan says. And then S. Bruin says, I am pure source energy. And that's what we are. We're literally working into we're on 5D Earth already. We are on here. That's why people can see how bright our light bodies are forming. And the 3D people that are living in that 3D meat suit that are disagreeing with our 5D vibrations, that's because, again, they haven't worked through their own issues and triggers. So people are very divisive right now just based on frequency of who your own DNA is. So you're either going to clomb onto the people who believe we are all one and let's all work together, or you're going to have to struggle to figure out how to vote with your heart to get over there. Okay, so I've been voting with my heart my whole life, sending it out into vibrations, loving everybody as much as I can. And it has gotten me tragically hurt in so many situations. But I love a line in this song. The opposite of love is indifference. Okay, the opposite of love is indifference. And I'm never indifferent about anything. I either love it hard, like, love you so hard, like pet that bunny until it like croaks, or I I have to exclude it out of my life. It's kind of one or the other. So that's kind of what's been happening with all of us now, is that we're getting, whoa, we don't like it. It's because people are challenging us to figure out those triggers. We're being challenged so we don't hang on to them. And the whole point of it is we need to be there. The people who can make it through these triggers and be in a love and light source, we are the ones that they were waiting for. This is why we're doing this right now. And it is hard work. It is work every day. It's not something you can just sit by and say, well, gee, Martha, you should have talked more about love last week instead of how somebody yelled at you about the masks, or gee, you should have talked about that or this. It's like, really? You shouldn't have said this or that. Well, this is when people's true authentic self is rising. So we're going to glom on to their true authentic selves, or we're going to be repulsed by it. So if there's something that, if you like the majority of what I'm saying, then figure out what the triggers are that chuck you off you know, to get you to say what you want to say on my page. So even to the point where you're saying, oh, you interrupted this person or that person. And it's so funny. Like, it's there, we're an organic moving organism, all of us, even in the group chat. And you give oh, you give us experience we are all going through. Well, that's what I think. So, and we love with passion, and we put everything out there that we can put out there for humanity. So I do anyways. And I think that's what I had to chuckle about the troll the other day. You call yourself spiritual. You call yourself spiritual, but did you see what I did? I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second here. It really is. It's not about me talking about myself. It's talking about the issues that are going on in the world and how I'm dealing with it, and hopefully making sense of that with you. That's all it is. So, hi, Truth Seeker. So I hope this has been, yeah, everybody's having the shuffle going on. I was wide awake this morning. Holy smokes. Like, I shot out of bed pretty much, and I had a good sleep. I've been getting much better sleep since Saturday afternoon, to be honest. Saturday was probably the first day I got an honestly good sleep. Last night I did wake up a couple of times. I had some really crazy dreams, and that's what I want to talk to you actually about. So, you guys want to clean off your pineal gland right away. Like, this is getting serious now. And I've been, oh yeah, that didn't sound right. Oh, I want to do an easy bake oven with you. Oh, I want to do an easy bake oven too. I got to figure out some different video things. So that's what I'm figuring out, because I know Fifth Element Goddesses thing from the other day is not four swans, has crappy sound. I know that already. So, oh, thanks, Sheila. That's what my friend said too. I love your videos. No matter what you talk about, it's like having a chat with a friend. Even friends that come over for coffee, sometimes don't always tune in to my shows because they think it's just like having coffee with me. And they're like, oh yeah, I had coffee with you yesterday. I don't have to know anything you're talking about. It's really cute. So, or I'm like, oh, don't go watch those shows. We talked about it all yesterday. And they're like, oh, okay, thanks for saving me an hour of my life. But they don't miss me that much, is what I'm getting at. So, what I wanted to talk about is our diets a little bit. And I've been really cleaning up my diet, especially since I got my tooth fixed. I haven't, honestly, I don't think I've eaten meat in over a month, but didn't eat much meat before that anyhow. But I've hardly eaten any dairy products or even eggs. Eggs have not sat well with me for these last few weeks. So the vegetarian is almost going to a vegan. And I was a vegan 5 years ago in Amsterdam, and I lost so much weight. Like, oh my word. And it's not about the weight loss for me. It's just, I some foods I can't digest properly, and so it really caused a lot of stuff. So monitor yourself. If fasting, intermittent fasting is another thing I do a lot of. I normally will only eat small meals, and I'll either do a 16-hour, the 16 and 8-hour rotation where you don't eat for 16 hours, and then you eat all of your calories like at the beginning of the 16 hours and then right before the end of the 16 hours. But I don't, and I graze, but I don't even do that anymore. It's like I might just eat once or twice a day and have something. But intermittent fasting is something I've been doing since I had my cancer surgery in 2003 because it helps also with your lupus digestion. I have lupus as well. And I only have 2/3 of my intestines. So that combined with the lupus has been causing my guts to create a lot of pockets and unnecessary pain. So I figured out right from the beginning that if I did intermittent fasting, it actually caused my stomach to realkalize. And I also have, oh, I'll go grab it too. I'm going to show you guys need this. Okay. Sorry about leaving. But this Gaia Gold stuff, okay, it's hemp flower hydrosol. Now, it's a big bottle like this, like, and you only have to take a little bit a day. Like, I haven't used very much of my bottle because it works so well. So what it does is it puts the alkaline back in your system. It tastes a little bit like you can mix it with some lemon juice and water and then do a shooter like that. So, but I just literally, it's not gross tasting. It's not super gross tasting at all. It just, I don't know, it has a weird taste to it. So if you're not used to it, then I like plugging my nose and just getting it over with. So anyways, find some of that hemp hydrosol. That's the stuff that David Avocado Wolf uses as well, and he swears by it. He goes, it's the best thing he alkalized his guts with. So that's right from us having a conversation with Catherine about it, and they're the ones that make this Gaia Gold, and you can find it on GaiaGold.ca. The other one I want to talk to you about is the other product they have, and this is what I put on my face. I keep talking about it. I put it on my face to relax my jaw and stuff. And it has like a lot of great ingredients. And it's also made by GaiaGold.ca. And the other product they have, that's good for my arthritis. And I put it on my face before I went to the dentist to relax my muscles and up and down my neck. I had a kink in my neck last week and gone. Like I just rubbed it in there and pinched the point where it was like, and it was gone. So this is what I really want to talk to you about, and I'll have to get the website as soon as I'm done, is this TRS spray. So please order some of it, okay? So what it does is it's zeolite in a bottle, and it takes out the heavy metals from your system. And since I've been using that, I still drink my homemade quinine that Tommy made for me. But what it does is it decalcifies your pineal. So ever since I've been doing that, my dreams are much brighter. I know it has a lot to do with the Schumann and stuff, but my in my ears, like I don't know if it's from getting the tooth pulled or whatever, but I can hear more on this side of my face. And I just feel like there's things being taken out. You can also get zeolite from your gardening center. It's like a clay substance, and put it in your bath, like a tablespoon in your bath. Some people actually put that in their smoothie too, if you can't get the spray. But I recommend the spray. Please go get the spray. So, what's that? Oh, you ordered it yesterday. Yay, good. Okay, so I'll give you the website for the TRS spray. My glasses broke. Look, I gotta go get some new crappy glasses from the Dollarama. Okay, so the spray is Gaia Gold Detox. So that's GAIA Gold Detox, all one word, .my COMYCOSEVA.com. So Gaia Gold .d. I'll put the website there, right there. That's the website. Whoops, stop doing that. Right there. All right. So yeah, Zenny, I have to go get my eyes done again. I actually, you know what? Now that you're talking about it, I forgot that I have my 2-year thing coming up, so I get free glasses and a free eye prescription checkup. So I should go do that too. Not that it matters because I think we're gonna have perfect vision soon. But yeah, I have a really bad. Oh, you can hook me up for glasses. Woo, Wendy, right on. I love glasses. I want my grandma had the coolest. I'm gonna get my picture of my grandma and me on my birthday because I want those glasses. I've looked for those glasses everywhere, and I had a pair of her glasses for a long time. And now you guys are getting full Raven. Oh, hilarious! You guys are gonna have some laughs now. You asked for it. Okay, so here's me. Here's my grandma. Okay, yes, I was blonde. Let's see those cat glasses. Yeah. See, I was blonde until I was like 3 or 4. That's me right there. Oh, you own an optical. Nice. So I'm going to show you a couple funny pictures. Here's an awesome picture I took. When was this? 02. Oh, wow. This is the year before my cancer surgery. So look at this awesome Calgary skyline. So pretty. Okay. Ew, you need glasses too, but have to wear them. Oh, sorry, Avalon. Okay, so here's some pretty funny pictures. I gotta show you this one. It looks like I'm seriously a boy. It's floating around in here. Okay, so this is me and my baby sister. Yes, that's me right there. Looking like an angry boy. Same cowlick. See that dorky cowlick right there? Ah, so funny. Okay, so you guys are gonna have the best laugh now. I'm saving some really great pictures for you. Okay, so this is reason why right now I won't show. Okay, yeah, I'll show you that one. So this is what my brother and sister did to me. Yeah, that's me tied to a chair. I have a little PTSD from that. Thank you, brother and sister, for doing that. They put a for sale sign on me in the front yard. I was about 12, I think. Traumatizing. But I'm going to show you a really awesome picture. Where the heck did it go? Where the heck is it? Oh yeah, these are probably the best ones. So, are you ready for this? Okay. What about the Gaia Gold? Oh, Gaia Gold cream is called, thank you. Is called chocolate peppermint topical salve, and it smells amazing. So, here you go. Anybody who knew me in high school would say in that red and yellow shirt. My son, when he saw that, he goes, "Were you advertising for McDonald's?" That's a whole lot of cheese, Mom. Oh, good times, good times. Yeah, good times. My grad pictures. The only time I ever wore a pink dress. But I had Lady Diana hair and braces. You want to see that? Lady Diana hair and braces, holding a flower. Had a whole lot of hair then. It was so hot. I had to cut it. Sports. I'm going to show you a picture of one of my favorite puppies that I had because she's so damn cute. There's my dog, Daisy. Look, I dress like her even. Look at that. I look like Karen. Looking like my dog. Good times. But I'm going to show you a really cool picture. I got to cover the names. So these are my boys and I. There we are at my sister-in-law's wedding. Look at how cute my two older boys are. They're 31 and 29 now. But I just love that picture. No, I don't practice any magic stuff. I do actual incantations to get rid of people's spells off of me. That's what I'm doing most of. Oh, and I want to show you a picture of two people here. My mom and my great grandma. So here's my family from a long time ago. This is from my grandfather's funeral, but there's my mom and this is my great grandma. Now I'm glad I found this picture. These both of these women are passed, but this lady here, my great grandma Weens, in her life raised over 200 foster children. For real. She had, I think, 10 of her own kids, including my grandfather. And she had a huge family. And a lot of them were Indigenous and older kids where they couldn't find homes for. And my great grandparents were amazing people. So the last time I saw my great grandma Weens was when probably about 20, when I was 28 years old. And that was 23 years ago. So she passed away since then. But she's really, really an amazing human being. And I loved her energy. So she just had, and I love my cousin Donnie. She had a handicapped fellow that she adopted. His name was Donnie, and he come do these awesome card trips for us all the time. It was just fabulous. So we have a very big family. I don't even know all my cousins and relatives. And I think if I were to put my real first and last name out there, even some of you would be related to me. I'm not even joking. So because of my great grandma and all of the kids that came in through her family and stuff like that, they lived all over Western Canada. So thank you. I would love to foster a bunch of kids too. I fostered one child actually in Manitoba for a few months that was having struggles with his family. And I'll have to say that whole process was very weird because he got put into the foster system, but I didn't know he was in the foster system. And my son asked if he could come stay overnight because he was having some issues or something. And I said, sure. And then I didn't even have somebody come to my house really. And they were like, oh yeah, sure, you can be a foster parent. And I was like, isn't there more? Like, I was surprised how easy it was to become a foster parent. But with teenagers, that's the problem. That is the problem right now. There are a lot of teenagers that don't have parents, and they're the ones that went missing. So there's a lot of broken homes out there that teenagers have always needed families for. So if I were to have when I'm buying my big farm, I'm going to be buying a big farm for a healing farm with horses and stuff. My sister Melinda is going to come live with me, and she's adopting a whole bunch of teenagers. I already told her, you're adopting them. You can live there. You're welcome, Melinda. I do want more kids in my life, but me personally, I don't want the responsibility of them because I have a job to do with all of you. I feel like that's my life path, is to sharing and caring and help healing and moving forward. So, but there's a lot of people that don't don't even want to have kids anymore. They're like, I made a joke. As soon as I had my youngest at 30, I was like, oh man, my uterus just jumped out into traffic. Get me out of here. I'm so tired. I'm done. But kudos on anybody who can keep raising kids. But I know once med beds are here, we'll all feel like we're 30 anyways, and we can have the empowerment of even having children again. We do have that capability to repair us right back to our crystalline forms, and that's where we're going to. So we're going to have a lot of space for people, because we'll be able to heal ourselves, and it'll be easier to heal others. So yeah. Can I talk more about the incantations? I'd love to know more about this. Oh, okay. So what I posted on my show, and since I've been doing it, I won't say religiously, but um, since I've been doing it daily, it has helped tremendously. So where did I put my glasses? Where the heck did, there they are. I'm not fond of kids. I like the ones you can send back to, especially when they're screamers. So I've made jokes about one of my friends' kids. She was a real handful growing up because she's so intelligent and lit. Like she's like trying to parent an 80-year-old baby, like Benjamin Buttons. It was so crazy. She was so smart. And then when my youngest son babysat her, he'd come home and he goes, "Mom, we should take this kid to the high schools, and it would be like birth control for any teenager wanting to have a baby." And so I told my friend that, she laughed. It's her kid. It's funny. But anyways, okay, so oh, I wanted to show you this. Thank you, Andrea. Literally made my day yesterday. So she sent me this. It says, quoth the raven. Ravens can spot a deceiver and will reject one another for being unfair and unreasonable. The birds work together to get equal amounts of food, but if they notice another raven taking more than its fair share, they immediately lose trust and won't cooperate with them in the future. Never truer words have been spoken. Literally, never truer words have been spoken. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you too. So Wes and Kelly are out in Banff and Canmore, and guess what's out there? The monolith. Oh, now, so people are going, what is this monolith? Well, look where they're putting them. I knew right off the bat, the first monolith, I'm like, oh, that's got to be a marker of why are they putting in that spot? Why do they want us to look there? Okay, you go away. And so back to the incantation. Okay. I'm trying to find it while I'm talking to you. Oh, this is how real it is. Ah, I'm getting freaking out now because I can't find it. Oh, I think I sent it to one of my friends, so maybe it's in there. Oh yeah, right there. Okay, so it's a prayer to combat witchcraft attack. So I will hold it up there for a minute so you can see it all. And then I say it. I renounce, reject, break, and dissolve every curse, hex, incantation, spell, snare, trap, lie, obstacle, deception, diversion, spiritual influence, evil wish, evil desire, hereditary seal, and or blood oath made against me and or my family, known and unknown, and claim it was nailed to the cross of Jesus and covered in the blood of the Lamb, rendering it null and void in Jesus' name, amen. So this is the reason why I'm doing these ones. I don't necessarily do prayers like this over and over again, but it's really helping in this spiritual war. So just so you know, that's what I do. So I have one grandkid. One grandkid, he's 10, And it's my son's fiance's son, and he is so flippin' funny. I love that kid, Sebi. You're the bomb.com. If you ever watch this video, I think about you often, Sebi. I do, and I can't wait to see you again. He's hilarious. Hilarious kid, like hilarious. So, but a little scared of germs right now, so guess can't come see Granny. Well, I'm not Granny anyway, so can't come see Raven. Calls me Raven, which I like. Mm. Um, oh, you think the monolith is going to be acting like an antenna? Do you want to know what my theory is? And I actually had it confirmed yesterday when I was on Facebook. My other friend put it on there. She's like, it's like the Trump victory tour. That's what I thought instantly when I thought it saw in the desert. I'm like, I know where they're putting that. I know where that is. Wow. Yay. This is funny. It's like these funny points and directions, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But guess what I'm going to do now since it was 45:45? Oh, time for the card reading. So, and then I'm going to go out for a walk because it's already light out here. Daylight here. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Got to get out for my walk. Blood of lamb is because it symbolizes the blood of Christ. That's all that means. So don't freak out by thinking we're killing lambs. That's not what that means. That's all it's reverting back to. So here we go. We're going to, okay, let's place ourselves in our highest space. Ooh, this card's really wiggly. It's telling me something. Put it down here so you can see. Oh, and this shirt too is a star shirt. This was her shirt. She wore it all the time. I like throwing it on occasionally. So please place us in our higher self so that we may clearly see, think, and feel. Ooh, these ones are busy. I'm going to take these two. And so we have 3 today. 3 cards. All right. Here we go. Oh, there we go. The deer. That's what we were talking about. Gentleness and diplomacy today. And look, it's number 22. I love deer. And then these other 2 cards that came with together. Oh, I've never had these ones either, but they're beautiful. We're going through forgiveness. And the fire fairy, creative action and optimism. Yay! That's exactly what's happening. So it's pretty much like, honestly, I love these readings because it's bringing everything that we're going through right in these cards at the end. It's so fabulous. Like, look, I got goosebumps. Ooh, truth bumps, I call them. So let me get my broken glasses on. I got to handle some 3D stuff this week. Like my, all my data and stuff on my computer and all of that crap is, you know what my philosophy on this is? In 5D, we don't need this stuff. That's why we're having glitches. We can't, our frequency isn't of the heart vibration, new quantum system isn't relating to this. You know, our phones breaking, overloading, glitching in the matrix, all of that stuff is because we're not supposed to be using it soon. That's why. So, oh, I think we're fairies. I used to have a set of fairy cards. So let's go to the deer here. When the deer appears, it's a reminder for you to step gently on the path, for you're walking into a time when gentle movements and diplomacy are required. The deer's strength is in this quality. Make it your own and know that your steps are successfully assured. It's important you be gentle with yourself as well, as you may be heading into a period where you're unsure of your footing or just coming out of a difficult situation. Blend your personal energy with the deer's energy of gentleness and diplomacy. Excuse me. Walk softly and the way forward will be smooth. And remember, never mistake gentleness for weakness in yourself or others. There you go. Excuse me. Time for some my coconut milk. It's so delicious. So, forgiveness. Drawing this marker says there you must now search in your heart for any unresolved resentment, anger, or disagreements between you and another. If you're still hurt or angry about another's behavior, excuse me, or if there's a circumstance in your life that you resent, this is the time when it's crucial to release the negative energy surrounding those situations. Resisting that will only impede your growth and will draw more unwanted experiences to you. That's literally what I just so funny. Resentment and anger are emotions that actually bind you and hook you to the events that cause your suffering, keeping them alive inside you, draining you from your life force and inner light. Nothing good comes from hate, anger, or resentment. Peace can only come from forgiveness. When you release all that binds you to negativity, perhaps you need to forgive yourself by placing unrealistic expectations on your situation, resulting in self-sabotaging perception tainted by perfectionism. Look at the world and see how the lack of forgiveness feeds the turmoil and suffering around you. Forgiveness is the key to freedom and peace. It starts with you. It starts with you. The marker requires to practice forgiveness so that you can be an active part of spreading peace and beauty throughout this troubled world. Oh my, I could just cry right now. I literally could just cry because for days I'm like, I forgive you. I love you. I know you don't know what you're doing. I know that you're living from a place of fear and greed and ego and stuff. I forgive you. I release you. You just go do what you want to do and I'll do what I want to do. So we all need to release that forgiveness and forgive ourselves, you know? Like people telling me I should have been embarrassed about what happened on Saturday. Embarrassment is a self thing. It is a self thing. It's just like forgiveness. Like if you're not forgiving somebody, you're holding that anger in your hands and you're expecting to whip it at someone else. Like, oh, I'm so mad. So that's why I was talking this morning about where's the ego? Is it your own ego that's triggering you, like, to not forgive or move past that? It's forgiving yourself for whatever is making you mad. That was the whole point of what I was getting at. Like, so we're not giving it to everyone. You should do this and you should do that. And you should say this. We should all just be in the law of allowing through forgiveness. So, right? So the fire fairy. I love these cards. She's beautiful. I'm going to hold her up. She kind of looks like she's got some dragon wings on her. Powerful wings. So the fire fairy sparks ideas into action. She rules the flame of creativity and encourages you to move quickly. She's also the voice of happy optimism, showing you signs, signals, and omens that support your dreams. The fire fairy gives you hope and courage and ensures that your dreams will come true if you simply act on them. Bring yourself up to 5D. Yay! When the fire fairy appears on your path, she gives you a gift, a magical sense of energy to help you complete any idea that you have served the greater good. She signals positive outcomes for your efforts. The fire fairy brings you another gift, illumination. When you're in the dark about something, the fire fairy lends you her light. So your path will be filled with illumination. All things come to light quickly when the fire fairy appears. Wowzers, you guys. Wowzers. 1111 for Aslan. Wow. Definitely. Yeah. So here's Sandra says it's harder to let go when you have people in your life who do this. Exactly. Aren't these great cards? They are great cards. I really encourage you to check them out. They're just amazing. I love these cards. But that's what I'm saying when people are I'm almost crying with you, Tiggs, don't worry. When people are attacking you, okay, like I'll use the one that was the worst for me, the farmer's market. Okay. That was probably one of the worst examples of a human attacking me verbally. For 5 minutes, this guy was yelling while I was standing there calm. Now, when I stand back and I look at that example of that human being, that human reminds me of my father. That human reminds me of someone who's tried to control me my whole life. That human reminds me of a whole bunch of things. So when I didn't react to his shouting, it was putting the forgiveness in place, even in between how my father has treated me my whole life. Does that make sense? So you're putting that forgiveness boundary in some part of that situation. You're forgiving yourself for even allowing people to treat you a certain way, I guess. So the more we practice forgiveness, the easier it will be not to react to people, and will come from a place of love. So that's how we have to forgive, is people would do better if they knew better. They would do better if they knew better. We would do better if we knew better. So in the law of allowing is forgiveness. Okay? Do you get how that is within yourself? So if you want to call it your ego that you're forgiving, forgive your ego. Whatever, however you want to phrase that. So when you're being selfless, then you're coming from a place of love and forgiveness. Like, man, that shit's fucked up. I'm sorry you're going through that. And personally, I'm glad it's not me. Truly, I am. I'm so grateful I'm not those people walking around so fucked off and angry. But we have to forgive that little bit of ourselves and why, we're still being angered by that to move forward. So it is it's always, forgiveness is always for you. It's never about the other people. Never, never. I'm going to go get my book, Jessica's book. Oh, this is how come I like doing an organic moving show like this, because I get up and run and go grab stuff. So if you haven't seen me talk about this book, The Sapling, it's a kid's book. It's written by Jessica Clausen and illustrated by Emily McDonald, and you can find it on Amazon. I don't think it's very expensive. I think it's $20, maybe 25, but order a few copies because you'll want one for you, even though it's a kid's book. The family book. It's a new way of looking at yourself. So there's a part in here, a forgiveness exercise right here. And this is like the end of the book. The beginning of the book is the story. It's very beautiful. And then halfway through, like from here, all of this part is how you connect with nature and get your family to have. I've been Waking Up in 5D. No, I haven't. I don't read books. I don't. I'm an absorber of material. This is probably the only book I've read from front to back. I'm not joking. In the last 5 years. So the forgiveness exercise, I'm just going to share it with you. Imagine the person you are going to forgive, see them standing in front of you. If it is too painful, start with forgiving someone for something small, such as a rude comment. Okay. Now tell this person everything you want to say and everything you want them to know. Let them have it. Okay. After you have said everything you would like to say, end with, and I forgive you. Okay. And I forgive you. So some things take a huge amount of time. I won't read the rest of it, but some things take a huge amount of time to forgive. And that's even within yourself. So some of the lessons that I've learned and tried to share with you guys this summer are, even if you haven't forgiven your parents, if you're still pissed off at your parents, that is one of the biggest struggles for you right now, period. If you are still holding anger and resentment and things the way you were brought up, then that is purely you living in a place of not being able to thank your parents for giving birth to you and forgiving them for not knowing better, period. So that relationship that I had with my dad and my mom, like, I did not have good relationships with my parents at all, period. I never felt like I had a home, ever. I never felt like I belonged in one place or the other. My home was very fractured. I don't blame my parents. I used to get mad at them, but I always saw how messed up my mom was and then how reactionary everybody else was around. So you have to look at your parents as humans instead of parents and say, you know what? What if that was me? What if, like, what are my kids? I know what my kids are thinking about me already. So they're not understanding us, they're not understanding themselves. So you have to get to that point where you forgive your parents. You have to say, I love you, mom. I love you, dad. I don't like how you raised me. I don't like it. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you for everything that you thought you knew how to do better for us. Because you have to understand we have all been programmed. Our parents were programmed. We were programmed. We're breaking out of that program. We're breaking out and it's hard. It's hard work. It's hard work to forgive people. This isn't easy. This is like I keep saying, you can't sit by idly and say, oh, wow, wouldn't it be great to live in 5D? No, it takes internal gut. It takes guts. It takes your guts to know where you're pissed off, like to get over it. So, I know Polyrhythm says, I wish I knew how to explain what you're saying to some people who are still holding on so hard to 3D. It's their own trust. Some people, we have to know this as ourselves right now. If we didn't learn our lessons this year, if we didn't start waking up to a lot of the human condition, if we didn't glom onto the higher frequencies that have been cleaning our DNA, say, and we were living in that 3D pattern, maybe that's the life path that they're just on right now. Maybe that was us in our other life before. Maybe we were the ones yelling at everybody before. Maybe we were the ones harming people before. Maybe we were the ones doing all of that. And then at the very end of our lives, we figured the shit out and we returned karma so we could come back and get on the next step ladder of truth and knowing in the new meat suit. So, how I've always ever looked at people is I try not to judge people. Like, I only judge people when they're affecting my aura or someone else around them. I'm I'm a usually, you know what? You do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing. I don't care what you're doing. It's not affecting me. But as soon as you start harming other people or impeding on each other's aura or trying to take control or have dominion and push that person down where it's not fair, yeah, I'm gonna come out and rah, rah, freak out. So yes, that's exactly the way to do it. But Benjamin says, tell your higher self you want a day of heaven on earth, and you will get a day of heaven on earth. You will. You literally will. If you wake up thinking you're going to float through this day magically, it changes your perception. And I purposefully every day, and this is why I say it's hard work. But if you're never the type of person to go around giving people compliments, like I've always given people compliments. I don't care. Nice shoes, nice hat, nice smile, nice eyes. They may never ever say thank you. Some people look at me and like yesterday, I said to a lady, oh, that's a really cute puppy. You should, the puppy was a bigger dog, but I think she got mad because I said puppy and it wasn't. I'm like, whatever, that's seems like a you problem. Have a nice day. Like, I just kept walking. Like we can only do what we can do with our heart space and keep giving those gifts of happy vibrations from our truest self. And that is what is the ego saying to us. Like, an ego is yourself. So are you being selfless with that? Or are you just saying, hey, listen to me because I'm right and you're wrong? And, so some of these people are just going to skim through this life like, shh, even my kids, who knows? My kids, this could be their life path, is to just remain on that 3D thinking I'm a crazy whack job. I thought my mom was a crazy whack job most of her life. I did. That's just the way it goes. But it doesn't matter. I've forgiven her. I've forgiven her. I've forgiven my mom. I've forgiven my dad. I've forgiven my grandparents. I've forgiven all of those people. Doesn't mean I don't think about them. I don't miss them, all of that stuff. But it is about forgiveness. So, yes. Yeah, it seems like a you problem. Exactly. So I've had 4 so far, day on heaven on earth. So yes, thank you for putting that there. We do need to keep putting that out there while we're working through our stuff. So let's create that heaven on earth. Let's know where our intentions are with our heart vibrations. Do no harm means do no harm with your words too. So when you're lashing out on somebody and telling them they should say something, or I'm glad you're more doing this, or you're not this way anymore, that's just not nice. It's rude. Is not coming from a place of love. So we need to work together to stay together. Like this is the frequency. So if you don't like the vibe of what we're talking about again, and you're not picking it up and you're thinking we're all cuckoo, well, other channels. But yeah, we all have to go through ego death to move forward. Exactly, well put. It's the death of the ego to fly forward. And that's why I'm literally calling out to everybody and quit feeling like you're not good enough to sing this Heal the World Project song. Just stop it already. I want to see your mouth moving. That's it. Move your mouth along with the song. Have the song playing in the background. You are good enough, and your voice does need to be heard. Your smile, your energy, that is all energy being put out there for the universe to grab on and say, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for showing us that things are going to be okay. Thank you to know that we're happy and healthy. So, how I look at all of these people throwing out all these fear vibes, or what about the V word, and they're going to come. You have free will to decide what you're creating, co-creating every day, every day. So the more closer we get to December 21st, you're either going to create a happier environment or one that's going to trigger you to fix those things until you can create a happier environment. So, avoids the, do I think bipolar somehow avoids the ego death? Oh, that's a really complicated question to me because my mom was bipolar. And now I know what I know about mental health. And my take on bipolar ness is bipolar to me, is my opinion, are people who see the light for all the brightness that it is and the dark for all the darkness it is and can't find that balance in our world now to articulate what they're seeing. So it could be a death of the ego in a way, because honestly, I know my mom didn't really care what people thought of her. If she did, there wouldn't be some of the actions that came along with some of the things that she would do. And but that was her own emotional intelligence as well. Some people have not. I don't think my mom really had an emotional intelligence past the age of about 14 or 15. So she was very teenager-like in a lot of her actions. And I often wondered if it was because she could see both of those. She was very creative. She was very artistic. She was a beautiful writer. So I think I'm more like my mom than I ever thought I was. I always thought my older sister was more like my mom, and but it's not. My mom and I have a lot of similar qualities to my mom. And I do wonder if it's because she was so creative and had all of these things, but that uh, could have been a death of an ego. That's a very interesting question. It's fabulous, but Can I use a sock puppet? Yes, use a sock puppet to get out your frustrations. That's hilarious. I've had it with you. We want to bring up the humor. Like I keep saying, like, on Messenger, oh, so wait 1 second. It's we suggestion for Freedom Choir. Oh, okay. Well, Freedom Choir is out on Sunday at Princess Island Park, not at City Hall. And Freedom Choir, Amelia's running that page on Facebook. I haven't seen it. To be honest, I've posted some things on Facebook, but I can't keep up with everything right now because I'm doing a lot of self work myself, trying to get myself mentally prepared for, um, yeah, I'm my mom's clone, and it's scary. My oldest daughter in my clone. That's funny. You, I struggle with when the low comes, the ego comes back, and I care too much. Well, Tiggs, here's a good way to do it. So, have you, the people that you're, when the low comes, have you tried writing a letter? Like some of the ways that I've found effective for myself aren't just about like the forgiveness exercise, but I've taken people down to the river and myself, like who, and I go, that's why I went to the river yesterday and I go to the river every day. So what I do is I literally release all my negativity and I watch something go by. So say for example, if it's a duck just coasting on the thing, I literally say, duck, you're my negative vibes. I know you can't feel me and like it's not going to matter to you, but I wish you all love and light with that person that I'm attaching you to. I don't like what you did to me, but I wish you all the best and I send them on their way. And if you don't physically own some of those words, they tend to stick with you. But you have to say thank you and then release them. You know, uh, uh, what's a good way to deal with narcissists? This is what we're talking about actually, is I've had the biggest narcissist in my life, triggering a whole pile of people, and they didn't know they were narcissists. They don't know what they were doing. So they were triggering and triggering and triggering and making people mad and controlling. I'm right. Literally 45 people have talked to one person and said, hey, we need to act as a collective instead of, one person. So that's where the two camps are coming from. The narcissists aren't necessarily ever going to stop being narcissists. So my way to deal with narcissists is to not talk to them. Period. Wish them light and love. Be on your little bubble. If I've attracted narcissists in my um, own way my whole entire life. And I didn't even know some of these people were narcissists. I've attracted them as friends. I've attracted them as whatever, because I always felt like, oh man, like, I could help this person. You have to take a step back and are you enabling this person to be a narcissist, or are you putting your boundaries around yourself? So my low is the biggest narcissist in the room. So this is, yes, narcissists are what's literally triggering a lot of people who have done a lot of the work right now internally. Because what narcissists are saying is that we're wrong and they're right. Okay. What you're saying is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. And we're right. That's basically what a narcissist is doing, is telling somebody that they're right and you're wrong, no matter what, and that they're better and you're not. So a narcissist, as far as I'm concerned, when I deal with that narcissist now, I'm just like, they're coming from a place of ignorance and unknowledge. So you can do, I don't know, personally, I do the forgiveness exercise. You don't know what you're talking about. It's okay. You'll get on to it one day, whatever, and wish them all the light and love. If it's somebody that's constantly in my face, then I'm wondering why I keep getting this message. Why am I getting people still feeling the need to tell me? Is it something that I haven't resolved with myself? So that's, am I attracting it, I guess is what I'm saying. So there are some people that are just going to keep after and keep after and keep after no matter what. They think they're right. Again, those are the people that will never walk over the 4D bridge. And you have to cut ties with them mentally. You have to cut ties with them mentally and do the forgiveness exercise, even if it's your husband or something. I've been married to people like that or with people that they had no clue. Narcissists don't know they're narcissists, just so you know. And even when you tell them that they're a narcissist, they're going to be like, no, I'm not. Like, they don't know that. Crazy people don't know they're crazy. So, um, yeah, convert it to love and gratitude. It is. It is. That's exactly the way it is. So when a narcissist is triggering you, what is it about that narcissist that's pissing you off? Is it something they said? Is it something about them? And then you're like, okay, well, have I gotten over that part of my ego? And if you have, then you can convert that into love. Well, I really wish you light and love on that, but that's just really not how I feel anymore. It comes down to I didn't take that Kool-Aid, you did. So that's pretty much how I'm helping. Um, uh, Showing you their okay, or are you meant to really help teach people how to deal with narcissists, showing you that they're in everyone's life right now? Yeah, maybe. They are. Well, we're all programmed narcissists at some point, right? Polyrhythm says, I think some people are programmed narcissists. I know many who are consumed by ego who don't think so highly of, but they don't think highly of themselves. They do not know any different, but I believe they can change. I believe people can change too. I mean, I've changed. I mean, even from rally 1 or 2 and hey, there's more kids coming. Don't talk about this. I'm like, no problem. Like, I'm all about the organic movement of it and, adapted. I'm an adaptable creature. So I think that's what's made a lot of us awake is that we are adaptable and we have flexibility and open-mindedness to change things within ourselves so we can grow. So, but if the energies, yeah, don't match, then it is time to move on. So, but I just wanted to have this conversation today. It's been really cathartic for many people. I know narcissists and all of these things that with people's energy is coming to the surface and people are showing you exactly who they are right now. The veil is gone. So if you're operating from light and love and you see a dark creature coming at you, run. Like just say, oh no, thank you, bye-bye. Block and delete and keep your energies, like really do your inner work over these next couple of weeks, like, and moving forward, do your own inner work. So yes, Jessica says narcissism is root in self hate and shame, root trauma that is continually avoided. Exactly, and it's called spiritual bypassing. And I did a show about that the other day. If we're not talking about even what's triggering us, we are spiritually bypassing each other and spiritually bypassing ourselves. So that's one thing that hasn't really been talked about a lot is the cancel culture. When somebody says, a narcissist says, no, you're wrong and doing it my way, they're canceling your energy. Really, they're canceling your energy. Don't let people cancel your truth. It. Stand in your truth, in your forgiveness, in your love, and your light. And it's easier to move forward. So, but if you are all working from your heart chakra, then it's just easier to keep giving love gifts. It is. And it's work. It's work. And I'm working on myself too. So that's why I'm saying please be hesitant when you're giving constructive or criticism or feedback to anybody right now. Like, honestly, please be constructive to yourself. Is this thoughtful? Is this helpful? Is this intelligent? Is this nice or is this kind? Like think about how we're treating one another. And do no harm means do no harm with your words too. So try and offer people a nice, pretty, helpful, loving seed in your hand. Say, I love you. I know you're struggling right now. I'm here if you need me. But if they're a narcissist, just say, I love you very much. I'm here if you need me. But I can't, I'm not picking up your frequency. And that's all you have to say. I'm not picking up that frequency right now. That's what we're going through. The heart does lead the way. The heart absolutely leads the way every single time. Every single time. And if you haven't read Snow White on Twitter, please go do. She had a little Q&A there a few days ago about the system and moving forward, and I got goosebumps again. Like, I almost feel like crying today, and it's cry of joy. Like, I don't know if anybody else feels so much love and joy in their heart this morning when they woke up. Like, but I know I've been actively seeking peace in my own heart, even with this narcissist. Like, I'm talking, this narcissist was the narcissist of the century. Like, honestly. And like I said in my spiritual bypassing, these people will keep presenting themselves and still keep trying to use their ways if you haven't put your armor on with what's triggering you about that person. It's like, how can I say it? You got that lure still, you have fishing lure of narcissism in your world. So you're going to keep casting it out and pulling a narcissist back in until you've resolved your own issues with narcissist people. So that's pretty much what I've been going through for the last 2 weeks. So just personally. So it's about really working together and dodging energy vampires. Is something Janine is saying by Dr. Christiane Northrup. Christiane, I should put my glasses on. It's very profound when reading. You start to identify things that blow you away. Yeah. Oh, okay. Ordered through Hay House. So yeah, I woke up crying, but crying. Oh, thanks, Wendy. Yeah, no, like that's what we're all here for. I don't look at this as just like, and that's what I was trying to say to this person who was, giving me constructive criticism about waking up. And I'm like, if you're telling people I'm glad you woke up, are you woke? Like, I don't know. I'm not getting how people are still pointing fingers when we should just be loving each other, and allowing people the space to help them through on their journey. We need to help each other. Quit all this. So, yeah. Aw, cried last night about Hello Kitty. Aw. My mom just arrived. Yay. Okay. Do you have to order Gaia cream through a distributor? Oh, you can't find it online. So this is Kat and Kasha's company, GaiaGold.ca. Okay, that's where you send them an email. Hopefully you can get on there. And they do ship worldwide, I believe. Some things like this is quite heavy, this hemp flower hydrosol. It's quite a heavy bottle. Well, look how big it is. Okay, so here's my hand. So it's very heavy. So North America, if you're gonna order that, order a box of it for you and your friends. It's so good. This stuff is pretty easily shipped, and so is the Trs Spray. So, and I'll hold that up for you so you can see. So, yes, go click on those links I provided earlier, and everybody, please go out and enjoy the day. Take a walk today. Everybody, I am telling you to go outside and walk. Get some sun on your pineal gland. If there's no sun, just point your head in the direction where you think the sun is. Hug a tree. Thank the stars in the universe for all of us coming together in this beautiful time, in this beautiful moment to be, excellent. To be all together and sharing in this beautiful love and light that we're coming into even more and more as we experience ascension and the Great Awakening. Only going to get better. So parts of my charts and story, I felt a little stale because honestly, the news hasn't really moved for me in the last couple of weeks. So it's because we're supposed to be doing inner work. Okay, we're supposed to be doing this. This is the time we go within. It's right before December 21st. So everyone have a wonderful day. I love you very much. Thanks for tuning in. It's been an hour and 25 minutes. I never think I talk this long, but apparently I do. But it's all for all of you. It's not for me. It's all for all of you and for me. So it's for all of us and humanity and trying to come together. So wish everybody light and love and enjoy your many blessings that come to you. Ask for heaven on earth every morning when you wake up. And don't forget to say, I love you to yourself. Look in the mirror. I love you, Raven. I love you. I love all of you. And I'm so grateful we're all here on this journey together. You do make my day. You do. I look forward to coming on and chatting and seeing the group chat. And thank you. Everybody plays all my videos. I just love you guys all. You're just so amazing. You are. You think I'm amazing, but you wouldn't be here if you weren't amazing too. So there. Ah, light and love, everybody. Take care.